For my hot button, the other day we saw the Nyeri governor, Mutahi Kahiga, Mwalimu. I think he was teaching a bad lesson, but nonetheless, Mwalimu was speaking. He spoke in a way that was offensive to many.
Yeah.
And the bigger picture is that he started dragging us into this whole tribal discussion. And that night, there were so many people who were already condemning him across the board, right from Wananchi, netizens, as we may call them, as well as leaders who decided, you know, you're on your own, we're distancing ourselves from you. We may either come from the same region or we may come from, we may be sitting on the same platforms, for instance, governors.
Yeah.
But we don't stand with you on that. So I take you back to June 2024, in that season, when we had the protests, when people were on the streets, the Gen Zs led Kenyans to the streets, demanding a better Kenya. And what was clear was that there was nothing tribal about that.
Exactly.
It was about issues. We've always asked for, give us issue-based politics. So it was brought to us. Interestingly, the politicians, I think, found themselves like fish in the desert. They're like, "Huku ni wapi?" So the politicians went missing because that was a foreign space. They didn't know how to push agenda or to speak up where there's no tribe or regional dynamics. It was just issues. And they were actually kind of afraid. You guys were quite gangs down there, so they didn't know how to really step into that space. Some tried, looking like they are comrades, but at times were told, "Nah, you're not one of us," And so for me, my issue is above and beyond Mutahi Kahiga. Also, Gladys Wanga, who then became the next person who people were, unhappy with, because when the statements that she and other ODM leaders gave when they were in Kisumu the following morning, spoke to the same narrative of pushing us into a tribal space. And the bigger picture for me is how Kenyans are being pushed back into that tribal space where we are conflating regional needs, unique regional needs, to tribal agenda. So I will not then sit and say, because I am from community ABC, I will support person ABC on account of their tribe.
Yeah.
On account of us coming from a similar place. I even dare say friendship is not a quality of leadership. So if Zaha is my friend and you're vying for a certain position, that's not reason enough for me to support you.
Exactly.
Because otherwise I would be imposing a personal preference on people at the expense of the good of the people if you're not worth that.
Well, I think for me, it's another case of the political class not being able to control the masses. And unto you if you think you'll ever put Gen Z in a box. The tribe doesn't matter. The class doesn't matter. I think I remember when we were hearing Honorable Kimani Ichung'wah telling us these Gen Zs come to the protest and they eat KFC and they take pictures in their iPhones and then they go home with their Ubers. I mean, realistically, we're an age that is not compromised by such. We're actually trying to change the relations of politics and how we combine and confine in them. And so I think Mutahi, Wanga, etc., they all are the same fruits of a political structure that has held Kenyans on their necks to perform politics in terms of their tribes. And I think it's high time that changes.
All right, thank you very much. And there could be many things to be said around this, and some of them might eventually come up as we proceed with our conversation tonight, where our issue, what we're trying to have a last word on is, will ODM survive after Raila Odinga's exit? Raila Odinga undisputedly was such a significant figure in Kenyan politics, not just in ODM, in Kenyan politics, Kenya's democracy journey.